My name is Gloria Smith, the wife of the late Ken Smith, Normandy veteran. These are my husband's medals. And this is my husband's berry, the Duke of Cornwall's Light Infantry. Yeah, he was a Yorkshire man. My husband used to talk to me an awful lot about the war, actually, which was horrendous. He landed on Gull Beach.
You wanted to get ashore because if you were only slightly wounded getting off the boats, you'd sink the weight of equipment you've got on, about 60 pounds worth of equipment. You'd just take you to the bottom and you'd drown. One of our chaps was a 19-year-old lad, a Cockney lad in our company. He was stockily built, bombastic, bragging. He was afraid of nobody and nothing. And he used to try and, anybody that listened to him, he'd tell them how he used to run rings around the police when he ran with this gang. I was literally shaking with fear, not shivering, shaking on the salt boats. And all of a sudden I felt a hand on my shoulder and I thought it must be an officer or a senior NCO coming to tell me to pull myself together. When I looked round, it was this little Cockney lad. And he said in a shaky voice, he said, "I'm scared, mate. After all this." So I just said to him, "We'll stick together, look after each other." And I stopped shaking because I felt I had to set an example. It's peculiar as this. And immediately the rank went down. When the rank goes down, you get machine guns. I mean, the German machine guns fired twice the rate of ours, about 1,400 rounds a minute, compared with our Bren at 700. And the thing was to get ashore quick as possible and get off the beach, even at the top, because all you could see, the beach, they have the range of course on the beach, and it's just full of shells, mortar bombs and rockets. All you can see are the sand spurting up. And you know that there's mines all the way up on the beach. So even though the Royal Engineers that are gone ashore have put some tapes down where they've cleared the mines, they can't clear everything, there's so many. Next thing you see is body parts flying in the air, and you know that you're in the minefield, and you have to keep going. If a chap goes down beside you, you can't stop. You mustn't stop for a casualty, because once you stop, you're either using that person as an excuse not to go on, or you become a casualty yourself by stopping. Yeah. You've got to keep going.
My husband used to have lots of nightmares regarding the war. He'd wake up in the night screaming and jumping, and he used to be so afraid that because it seemed so real to him again, that he would probably do some harm to me, because at the time he was in a war.
If that invasion had failed, it nearly did, and I do stress this to people, there'd be no second chance. That would have been it, and we'd have been under the Nazi rule.
When my husband was demobbed, strangely enough, he was a Leeds chap, Yorkshire, and he got demobbed in York. Walking through York, he went into the first church he came across, walked down the aisle to the altar, knelt down.
I knelt at the altar and I took an oath that I would never handle another weapon again, and not even a toy one or a shooting gallery, and I've kept to that. If somebody handed me a gun at an exhibition, I just wouldn't touch it. And I did also say that if I was recalled to the colours, well, like Korea, I could have been recalled in 1950 for that. I would refuse to be a combatant. I'd do anything, but I wouldn't be a combatant, and no matter what it cost.
He also had a school friend, many years, where they lived in the same street. And of course, he got killed in the early days of going into the war. And my husband always remembered him. And every year when we went to Normandy, we would go to his grave, even now, and we used to put the poppy wreath on. My husband would have a few words, because he never forgot. And you don't forget. My husband said, you never forget, it's there with you forever.